Welcome back to this episode. Good teams don't just happen. They are built through understanding. The key lies in recognizing how different people behave, and why some work well together while others clash. Let's talk about behavior types, described through colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. These are not labels, but patterns of how people act, think, and relate. In a perfect team, you want all four colors. Each brings something essential. Yellows generate ideas. Reds make decisions. Greens handle the work steadily. Blues ensure quality and accuracy. But life isn't perfect, and people don't always end up in roles that suit them. Sometimes a yellow ends up in a job that needs blue precision, or a green is placed in a high-pressure red position. And that's where conflict starts, not because people aren't trying, but because their core behavior doesn't match the task. Now let's look at how different colors interact. Some combinations feel natural. Red and yellow work well together. They're fast, energetic, and forward-looking. Both speak easily, move quickly, and set high goals. Their conversations are lively, and they inspire momentum. The challenge is that both like to talk more than listen. But even that doesn't stop the team from pushing forward. Green and blue also pair well. They are calm, thoughtful, and grounded. Both prefer a slower pace. They think before they act. They listen before they speak. Neither seeks attention, but both deliver quiet strength. They may struggle with quick decisions, but their decisions are considered and thorough. These are natural matches because they share the same tempo. They don't have to adjust themselves too much to work together. They feel safe in each other's rhythm. Then we have complementary combinations. These are not the same, but they share enough common ground to balance each other out. Take red and blue. Reds focus on outcomes. Blues care about the process. Reds act quickly. Blues plan carefully. If a red is the gas pedal, the blue is the brake. They're both task-focused. When they understand each other's purpose, they become highly effective. Another complementary pair is green and yellow. Yellows are lively and expressive. Greens are calm and patient. Yellows like to talk. Greens like to listen. One brings spark. The other brings balance. Together, they can connect well. But there's a risk. They may have fun without delivering results. They also struggle to say no, so it's unwise to give them too much financial responsibility. But not all combinations work smoothly. The red-green pairing can be tough. Reds move fast. Greens hesitate. Reds give orders. Greens prefer harmony. A red may think a green is lazy or resistant. A green may think the red is rude or aggressive. Yet, if they understand their roles, it can still function. Reds like to lead. Greens don't mind following. That dynamic can be useful. The most difficult match is yellow and blue. Yellows are loud, spontaneous, and full of ideas. Blues are quiet, detailed, and precise. The yellow speaks constantly, excited about the project, without understanding it. The blue studies the material silently, trying to understand the facts. The yellow thinks the blue is boring. The blue thinks the yellow is chaotic and irresponsible. The more the yellow talks, the more the blue shuts down. If they lack self-awareness, the relationship turns sour. Now, why do these clashes happen? Because people view themselves differently from how others see them. A red sees himself as driven. A green might see him as overbearing. A yellow sees himself as fun. A blue might see him as shallow. We're not wrong about ourselves. But others aren't wrong either. Our perception depends on where we're standing. That's why understanding behavior types is powerful. It lets us step outside our perspective and consider how others see us. Now let's talk about complexity. Most people don't have just one color. Only about 5% of people have a dominant single-color behavior. Most people have two colors. Some have three. That adds layers to how they behave. Two color combinations are usually on the same axis. You might see red-yellow, yellow-green, green-blue, or blue-red. These are common and easier to spot. But some people carry opposite colors. That's harder to interpret. A person who's both yellow and blue might be energetic in one moment and silent the next. A red-green person might be assertive yet deeply sensitive. These people are more difficult to read because their behavior depends on the situation. One example was a woman in the car industry. She was red, decisive and commanding. But she was also green, kind and deeply caring. That combination made her effective, but also emotionally conflicted. She could lash out, then feel guilty. The friction between her red and green tendencies brought her close to burnout. If someone is very hard to figure out, they probably carry 3 colors. That means their behavior shifts with context. They are flexible, but harder to predict. In such cases, the best strategy is to be quiet and observe. Act green. Listen first. People always show signs. Even those who appear passive are expressing something. And quietness, by the way, is often a blue trait. In conclusion, teams thrive when their members understand themselves and each other. Some combinations are natural, others complementary, and some are challenging. But no pairing is impossible. Self-awareness is what makes the difference. If we want better collaboration, better leadership, and better outcomes, we must start by understanding how people behave, and why. When we do that, we stop fighting each other and start building together. That is how great teams are made. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe the channel.